Oh, he's right there. Oh, he's huge.
Holy shit.
ABC movers.
Yeah. How herpers get those excellent field guide image by shielding the light with a sleeping pad.
Take out your tongue. Spread his cheeks. Spread them cheeks, baby. He's just a little guy.
There you go. And this is how you cruise for snakes. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a very special Herping vlog episode in 2023, where I finally embarked on a trip that I've been wanting to do for the past couple of years. We began this adventure in the Everglades of South Florida, where I met up with my friends Grant and Deanna as the three of us embarked on a long journey to the Coastal Plain of South Georgia. Listening to a variety of tunes to keep us entertained for the next several hours, we would finally arrive at our destination in the early hours of the AM. And along the way, we unexpectedly found one of my all-time favorite snake species. We got a timber rattlesnake at like 1 o'clock in the morning here in Georgia. This is my first timber of the year and only the third canebrake I've ever seen. It's 1 a.m. and we got a timber rattlesnake. Oh my god. That's awesome. What was so crazy about seeing this young timber, other than cruising it so late in the night, was the fact I was in North Florida and South Georgia a month earlier and spent 15 hours cruising for this snake and came up empty. So the fact that a canebrake was the first snake of this Georgia trip gave me a pretty darn good feeling for what was going to come next. Well, hello there everyone. It is the next day and we are in this absolutely stunning, gorgeous habitat in Georgia. There are actually hills and slopes here. Quite the contrast from the Everglades. No palm trees either. But what we're going to be doing today is, it is a little after 7:30 in the morning right now, and it is just, again, stunning habitats here. We are actually meeting up with Peter. He drove all the way from the Everglades to this area, and we're basically going to do a combination of flipping. Right now it's like maybe in the mid 50s, low 60s. So we're going to go do some flipping potentially, and then do some road cruising for the rest of the day. But we're honestly just kind of playing this by ear. We're here for the next 3 days. So whatever happens, happens. We're just rolling with the flow. Peter's kind of our tour guide because he's been to this area before. And I'm just happy to be in this type of habitat and not deal with any humidity. It's just perfect, crisp fall weather here. But yeah, we're just getting slowly ready. Everyone else is kind of just waking up. And we're probably going to town, get some food, and then figure out what we want to do. But that's kind of what we're going to pretty much be doing the next couple days, is just road cruising, flipping, and herping. And yeah, and I actually have been reaching out to some of my friends who also happen to be in the area, so we may have some reunions going on today. But just look at that sunrise coming through the trees. But yeah, I'll stop talking here and we'll get back. We'll get on the road shortly at some point, and hopefully we are going to have a really productive day. We already got a timber rattlesnake in the early AM, so we already have a snake on the board technically for today. All right, I'll show you what we end up finding. Soon after, we met up with Peter, and he took us to a couple of different flip spots where we tried looking for some herps.
Look at how good it looks.
I know. Is there anything under here? I don't think so.
Sometimes there is. This is what they really like. The layer.
The way.
Fire ants. Alright, I'm still gonna flip it anyway. It looks pretty good.
Thank God I have a tetanus shot. Nothing?
No.
Oh, look, there's a piece of right here. A sandbag. This house has seen better days.
APC movers.
Yeah. Laying down some cover for future visits.
Oh, it's later.
No, it's just really compacted. Despite the ground being dry under the cover we were flipping for herps would not be successful on day one, and we soon switched to road cruising. Nothing. Ooh, that's a good piece. Well, sometimes you get distracted when you're herping, and I couldn't think of a better way than interacting with 3 beautiful horses.
I want to go.
Hi. Of course. Here we go. I'm here. The middle one's a little shy.
Yep.
The first snake we found on the day was easily the most cryptic and challenging to find, and that was my lifer mole king snake. We came across some herpers who had already road cruised this young individual and absolutely could not believe that they had found it. Mole king snakes are incredibly fossorial and are believed to come to the surface to only hunt prey such as lizards, skinks, and small mammals. But our luck became even more insane when the same herpers road cruised an adult mole king snake later in the day. To be honest, I thought that of all the targets on this trip, a mole cane would be the hardest to find, so the fact that we got to see 2 in one day was just ridiculous. Mole king snakes range from western Mississippi to Maryland, but their distribution in that area is very patchy, especially in the coastal plain. All right, we have our first hognose of the trip. This is an eastern hognose. Some other herpers just found it. It's a little hatchling. It's my 3rd eastern hognose of 2023, but this is actually my first one I've seen in Georgia. So that's really awesome. And they look really similar to the other hognose we're trying to find. So we're gonna let this guy go shortly here, but just wanted to get some voucher, and yeah, really awesome. Second snake of the day.
Look at that. It's just a little guy. She got a little baby eastern hognose here. They're really pretty here. Look at that with the pretty flowers. Got another spread at her.
This is the second eastern hognose of the day for us, but an absolutely stunning one right here, hissing away. It's my 4th hognose of the year, or 4th eastern hognose of the year. And yeah, this is awesome.
So
He's spreading it and everything.
Spreading his cheeks, spreading them cheeks, baby.
Yep.
Get that in the video.
Awesome. Grant and Deanna were the lucky ones to come across this stunning adult eastern hognose, and Peter and I photographed it for a few minutes after. For those of you who have not been following my channel, the eastern hognose is my all-time favorite snake species, and is one that I've dedicated dozens of hours in the field to try and find. So anytime I see an eastern hognose, it always makes my day so much better. Road mortality is an unfortunate reality of field herping, and seeing this neck snake just really sucked. Okay, so unfortunately, Peter is holding a DOR, Eastern Coach Whip, that's 6 feet long. We've had a lot of snake movement today, but this guy really would have been awesome to see alive. I've only seen 2 Coach Whips this year, and both of them have been DORs, and wow, and it's such a good body condition too.
Dead, yeah.
That sucks. There's so many people out right now, and this was probably likely just a lay person who hit this, but oh my god, that's so unfortunate. We kept on road cruising, and I used a tool that made finding snakes a lot easier. And this is how you cruise for snakes. I just got my life for Simus! Look at this! The southern hognose snake. We're out here with Peter. He's twitching away. Oh my god, he's hissing. It's a little baby. You can tell that really upturned rostral scale right there. Look at that. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. We've been cruising for hours. We finally got a Simus.
Look at how much
and
he's
no
hissing.
one's here, just us. It's just us.
Yeah.
Look at this tiny thing next to Peter.
It's so...
Oh, where do I begin? The southern hognose snake has been my #1 target snake species to herp in the wild over the past couple of years, and was my main reason for doing this trip. I was so happy that the first one I ever saw was one that Peter and I found ourselves, as we would go on to see another hatchling and a stunning adult that were found by other herpers later in the day. The southern hognose only occurs in xeric habitats in the coastal plain of the southeastern United States, from eastern Louisiana to as far south as North Florida and as far north as North Carolina. However, because of habitat loss and fragmentation, road mortality, invasive fire ants, and illegal collection, this species has declined drastically throughout its range, to the point where it is believed to have been extirpated in several states. Reaching just under 2 feet in length, the Simus lives a cryptic way of life and spends most of the year underground in burrows or root holes. The majority of individuals found are crossing roads during the late spring and early fall. Like other hognose snakes, Simus are predominantly toad eaters and have special adaptations to counteract the bufotoxins secreted by these tasty amphibians. They are also strictly diurnal as well. After wanting to find a southern hognose snake for so long, words cannot describe the emotional joy I experienced in seeing 3 in one day, especially on top of all the other snakes we found. I honestly could have driven home after seeing the adult Simus, and the trip would have been made for me. But as the sun began to set, Peter and I would road cruise one more snake that capped off a perfect day. Right, we just got a baby eastern diamondback, and what's really cool is I've been seeing a ton of these guys in the Everglades.
Wow, this was really, it's
but
way different.
This is the first one that I've seen in Georgia, in the mainland, which is just awesome.
Wow, this was really, it's way different.
The eastern diamondback is the crown jewel of rattlesnakes for so many people, and for several of the herpers out with us today, this young individual was their lifer. In Georgia, the world's largest rattlesnake is mostly restricted to the coastal plain and the state's barrier islands. Who's a good boy? There you go. There you go. Georgia gas station dog.
He's a sweet dog. At last.
Alright, we got Peter's car over here that's pretty filthy, caked in mud.
Yeah,
And this Georgia Jeep here might have him beat. Even more caked in mud, so...
we're gonna beat him.
Alright. We're gonna beat him. The next morning, I got up to watch the sunrise brighten a beautiful Georgia landscape and was excited for another day of potentially great herping. Temperatures had dropped into the 40s that night, and let's just say that some of us were a little better at handling the cold.
Snake baby.
We're at the campsite, and the only guy who slept on the ground was Peter, out in the elements. After some travel stop breakfast, we arrived at the first flip spot and found nothing, so Peter decided to provide some entertainment.
Ready? I'm gonna do a 360 on this.
Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pipe Boy 69. About to activate. I'm about to activate, baby. Yes, I'm gonna make it. This requires a little bit of flexibility. Oh. Ta-da!
Putting the shenanigans off for the moment, we all worked our way to another flip spot where we rummaged through large pieces of tin. That's a crime. The first snake of the day was a large cottonmouth. Given the recent nomenclature changes, I'm just going to call this snake Echistrodon piscivorus. Just flipped an eastern king snake.
No big deal.
Second one I've only seen, so, and it's my first adult.
Casual Sunday herping.
I know, right? And he's in shed too. I know.
So does me.
I can't. I only find eastern king snakes with you. I've never seen them without you.
Yo, do you want to come visit sometime?
All right.
Can I get a picture with it too?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what a stunner. Oh, that's awesome.
Fruits.
Oh God,
I
look
think
at
they come
that.
from the trees, right? Like it's are these not pecans? They're on the.
There is something simple yet majestic about eastern king snakes. These large colubrids are powerful constrictors that have an appetite for venomous snakes, like the cottonmouth next to it, and the next snake we flipped. Oh, he's right there. Oh, he's huge.
Holy!
It's a big one. Oh my God.
Don't let him get away.
It's a good one.
Oh. Here, I'm gonna bring it out. Okay. Where do you want to go?
Here he is, a beautiful adult canebrake.
Look at that, baby. So sick.
So we just got this stunning timber rattlesnake under a piece of tin, an absolutely gorgeous canebrake. That's a good idea. We're gonna let him go into here, and then we'll probably take pictures. Sweet.
It's kind of a dark one. Oh, it's sick. It's actually a pretty big one.
In case you didn't figure out, seeing this timber/canebrake rattlesnake made us all very excited and ended up being the highlight of the day. This was the first time that I got to photograph an adult canebrake out in the open completely, which made it very memorable for me personally. Growing up in the Northeast, my encounters with timber rattlesnakes occurred in montane landscapes where I observed the communal life history of these incredible animals. So it just blows my mind how differently timbers behave in the Coastal Plain and Piedmont landscapes of the southeastern U.S. What Southerners call the canebrake is a rattlesnake that lives a very different life from its montane cousins. Instead of gathering together around rocky refugia to den and give birth, canebrakes eke out a more solitary existence, sheltering inside root holes, logs, and other holes in the ground, in thicket low pinelands, usually and surprisingly near wetlands. They also love disturbed agricultural areas and will gladly shelter in and under artificial structures. The timber rattlesnake occurs nearly statewide in Georgia, and both the montane and canebrake variants occur here. The montane variants are darker in coloration and are slightly smaller compared to the canebrakes. Canebrakes can get very light in coloration, and some individuals have a pinkish tinge. While I would say that this individual was clearly a canebrake, it was definitely a very dark one, so you can say that it was a representation, morphologically, of both variants. And honestly, was just a perfect way to cap off another great snake-filled day. When tin flipping or flipping any cover, especially in the South, there are some important things to consider. I recommend using a snake hook to flip in case you turn over a venomous snake, and wear gloves to prevent infection from metal cuts. However, the one thing that I paid the price for was lack of awareness for fire ants. At the end of flipping this stack of tin, I felt my left leg burning and looked down to see a ton of fire ants crawling up my leg. This was easily my worst experience ever with fire ants to date, and it was a painful one to say the least. The biggest hazard of flipping in South Georgia are fire ants. I just got really lit up by them right now, flipping that multi-stacked piece of tin. So I'm pretty much, they're crawling on my sock here, but I had them all up my legs and stuff. So I'm done with this flip spot. Peter's going to keep on going, but I'm trying to survive the fire ant bites right now. Having a good luck with these guys. But yeah, they're here. So we drove to the end of this road, and these tracks are not here because we decided...
We were just sitting there doing nothing.
We were doing nothing, and the snake decided to cross, and we lost the opportunity to see it.
Who knows, though? It's probably just a mole king.
or a pine snake, or an indigo, or something like that.
The silver stallion, baby!
I did not see another snake during the rest of my time in Georgia, and Grant, Deanna, and I decided to leave a day early to cut into our drive back to the Everglades. And honestly, I was so satisfied from what we saw in Georgia this weekend that I didn't mind leaving early. Good morning, everyone. It is day 3 here of our herping adventure. We are in North Florida right now. We have left Georgia. And yeah, we are pretty much working our way back to the Everglades right now. And I'm going to end the herping vlog here. I want to keep this specifically in Georgia because this was easily my most memorable stretch of herping in 2023. The first day when we got all those snakes on the road was just absolutely incredible. And yesterday, even though we didn't cruise a single snake, we still had great success flipping with the adult canebrake. First one I've actually ever seen out in the open. My first adult eastern cane snake. What more can you ask for? It was all great. And probably one of the best highlights from this weekend was just being with an incredible group of people that we were able to herp with and just reunite with some old friends. It was just great. It just was an incredible experience. I want to capture all that in one video. So yeah, this is going to be the end of this herping Hogtober vlog in Georgia. And we're just by this beautiful pond watching the sun hit these trees and the condensation coming off the pond. So yeah, I'm going to end this herping vlog here. And if you liked what you saw, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want and like the video. It's all up to you. And I'll see you all in the next video. But beautiful view of the sunrise to end one adventure and the beginning of another. So see you all in a future video.